Now that you've read the New York Times article and finished questions 1 through 4 on lesson 29, we're now going to move to lesson 30 and kind of dig a little bit deeper about this whole memoir scrutiny and all the lies that have come from it. So today what you're going to do is analyze how particular sentences in a paragraph develop key concepts. You're going to evaluate advantages and disadvantages of different mediums. And from watching the videos on Allegory of the Cave, you should be familiar with what the word medium means. If you're not, I encourage you to go back into those Allegory of the Cave lesson to get that information. And finally, you're going to explain in writing how Wyatt developed the central idea of the article. So, to dig a little bit deeper, you're going to look at the following quote. Mr. Frey has repeatedly stated that his book is true. With a partner, I want you to reread paragraphs 3 through 5 of the article. The best-selling memoirs draw scrutiny. And I want you to answer question 1 for lesson 30. So if you have the ability to work on something with a partner, stop this video now and work on that. Otherwise, you need to work on this individually. Now that you've answered question number 1, we're going to look back at the original video that we watched with Oprah Winfrey. So what you're going to do while you watch this video is record words from the video which relate to truth, and what are the advantages and disadvantages of each medium presenting this controversy. So let's re-watch it, and you're going to be looking to answer questions 2 and 3 of lesson 30.
It's not a classic, and it is also not fiction, but a bold choice that's taking us right to the edge. It's a gut-wrenching memoir that is raw, and it's so real. Our next book is A Million Little Pieces.
So the first word you should have written down, she said raw and real. So that first word you need to write down real. We are looking for synonyms or phrases that relate to the fact that everyone feels like A Million Little Pieces is a true story, is a memoir.
Immediately after that show, A Million Little Pieces returned to the top of the bestseller list and stayed there for 17 weeks. I couldn't wait to meet this literary phenom in person. And 1 month later, I got my chance.
I was a bad guy. I mean, that was one of the difficult things about writing the book, is if I was going to write a book that was true and I was going to write a book that was honest, and I was going to have to write about myself in very, very negative ways.
This book was like a healing to so many of our viewers who struggle with addiction or love somebody who was struggling. It transported them into the manic mind of an addict. Many of my staff were moved to tears.
I thought of my brother and I thought of his death, and it made me want to know why he committed suicide and if this was him. You almost feel like you need to do something to make yourself better because of what he's gone through.
A Million Little Pieces flew off the shelves. Over 4 million copies sold. James Frey was the hottest writer in America until bombshell accusations put everything into question. The whistleblowing website, The Smoking Gun, reported that key details of James's memoir were made up. I feel about A Million Little Pieces that although some of the facts have been questioned, the underlying message of redemption in James Frey's memoir still resonates with me, and I know that it resonates with millions of other people who have read this book and will continue to read this book. The next day, the controversy erupted, and I was taken to task.
You think he just invented facts as he was writing it? And what a disgrace that Oprah then went down for the count instead of laying this guy out.
I was accused by many respected opinion leaders of something called truthiness.
We live in this world now, which this is just sort of the tip of the iceberg, this memoir, where anyone can sort of put out something that sort of looks true, smells a little bit like truth, but in fact is in some way fictionalized.
We booked James to come back on a live show to answer some tough questions. How much of the book is fabricated? What was true about the dentist? Why do you have to lie about that?
I've struggled with the idea of it, and
The lie of it. That's a lie. Not an idea, James. A lie. Some viewers thought James got what he deserved. Others thought that I'd been too harsh and judgmental. That was 5 years ago and remains the biggest controversy in our 25 years.
Aye.
Now what you're going to work through is completing the rest of this assignment. So now that we've rewatched the video with Oprah Winfrey, you're going to answer questions 2 and 3 for lesson 30. So what I want you to focus on here are some guiding questions to help those of you who always ask me, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to answer this, I need further help. So look at these 2 questions to help answer the questions that are in your packet. They read, what makes the video more compelling than the article? So this question is helping you with advantages and disadvantages. What makes the article more compelling? The second question is there information shared in one medium that is not shared in another? Does additional information add to or take away from the overall message or central idea? So use these 2 guiding questions to help you answer question number 3 on lesson 30. The final part of lesson 30 is looking at that final question, which is determining the central idea of the article and explain how it's developed over the course of the article. So you're going to write your response in the box for question 4 for lesson 30. Now, central idea means what is the whole article about? What's the main idea? What's the main focus? What's the point? And again, here are 2 focus questions for those of you who always ask me, I don't get what this is saying. What should I be writing? So when thinking about the central idea, you should think about what point is the author trying to make? What are they trying to get you as the reader to understand? And also look back at your Cornell notes, particularly the question about how the author develops a counterpoint for Frey, and how does what you wrote help you discuss where the central idea is developed. So you're going to stop that video now, and you're going to finish lesson 30, and you're going to submit this packet.